Good morning, everyone. It's Birdie here, the Recycled Hippie Chick. I am going to play a little bit today in my mushroom journal. I don't know if you can see it. It's my mushroom journal inspired by Janet Nash by taking like a grocery store flyer magazine and cutting it in whatever shape you want it. And then you have, mine is a mushroom journal. You cut it in the shape of a butterfly or like Christina's shack, she cut hers in the shape of a bottle, like a message in a bottle, from the sea. You could do whatever you wanted. I have one that's a mushroom journal, and I had gotten some happy mail from Coralie at Magic by the Ocean, and I wanted to put those in here. So today I decided is the day. So I have a few things that kind of go that I liked with each item, and I have saved those. But first, I just want to do a background. So let's just put those aside for a minute and get some underpants out. I'm not organized as usual, so let me get some underpants. Okay, here we go. Let's use the matte gel medium today. Oh my goodness sake. Today is the first day that it has been halfway decent that I could even come out in the art room. It's been so hot, and I just don't like to come out here and rev up the air conditioner and let it only get up to like 80 in here and then still be miserable. So today we had some storms last night, and it's still raining a little bit this morning, so it's kind of cooled things off. So I'm able to come out and play a little bit. It was 104 yesterday, and humidity about 80%, so it just makes it absolutely miserable outside. I'm just putting something on these so that they're not just plain. I don't know. Just me. You can do it however you wish. I'm just wanting to break it up a little bit. Okay, now I think I'm ready. I hope you guys have all been well. We went camping. Whoops. We went camping last week from Monday to Thursday down in Missouri at the Elk River, and went kayaking. We did an 8-mile kayak and had a nice relaxing time. It was hot. It was very hot. I put a video up, didn't I, of my little time on the Elk River. Yeah. Look at me. I did a video on it. You guys are going, hello, we watched you. Okay, let me catch up. Let me realize where I'm at. It was very hot. Very hot. The first day we got there, it was 98. And I just worried sick about my friend Tracy because she has a little teardrop and it does not have air conditioning in it. So I just worried about her. She said she did fine, but we basically just had to go over and stay in our camper. I mean, I didn't even want to get out and sit in the lawn chair hardly. It was just really hot for me. I don't handle the heat like I used to. I just don't. So I had a hard time with it. But it was enjoyable, and I was glad to get home because I miss the dogs. Oh, I have as much separation anxiety from my animals as I know they do me. My granddaughter babysat them, and she messaged me at one point and said, "Does Princess always howl at night?" I'm like, oh, no, she does not. So she was howling for her mama, so that made me feel bad. I wanted to just get home to her. Now that I have not been working, they get used to me being here all the time, and And I'm changing. I'm not the person I used to be. I don't know what's making my personality different, but you know, I used to be one that wanted to get out and go and do, and now I don't. I just want to be home. This is my safe place. This is where I want to be. And so I'm with them all the time. So I know it's hard when I go out of town and they're like, oh my gosh, is she ever coming back? We have taken them with us, but they howl when we're out on the jet skis or in the, you know, I can't take them on the jet skis. I'm not going to have to worry about a dog on a jet ski. I'm not going to do it. So they have to stay in the camper while we're out on the water, and they howl the whole time we're gone. Now, the times we have gone, we have been lucky because there has been no one around us camping. But if we ever got somewhere where there were neighbors, it would be miserable for that neighbor to have to listen to the dumb dogs, you know, howl while their parents are out on the water. So that's not working out very well. I love my animals. Absolutely love my animals. But I will have to tell you, they are an anchor. Animals are an anchor if you want to go do something, because it's really hard, number one, to find someone you can trust to come and do everything you know. I have a routine with my animals, and it's hard to find somebody that will come do my routine with the animals. Not even my grandkids. My granddaughter didn't even do everything perfectly, but I am so appreciative that she came. And it's my issue, you know, that I have this crazy routine with them. But that's how we live. We live with my crazy routine, and it makes us happy. So it's hard. It's hard to find somebody that will come do all that. I mean, basically, I just want somebody to live here while I'm gone, is what I want. And that doesn't always work out. Okay, let's see here. Get rid of some of these little odds and ends that are building up in my drawer. Okay, let's stop right here because I like to just go ahead and go over it while the Mod Podge is wet. I don't know why. I just do. I just figure, well, it's all going to have to dry. You know, I might as well just make it all wet at the same time. So I'm going to, let's see what happens if we dribble some alcohol ink on the wetness. Wet Mod Podge. Let's see what happens. This is purple. It's not even going to match, but that's okay. I'm just having fun. This is mine. It's not for anybody. Now, I should have a bottle of alcohol. I don't know. I think, yeah, this is alcohol. Yeah, it's not doing much, is it? Kind of pretty, though. There's a piece of material. Let's just add that on. Let's see what else we can find. So I'm glad to get home, and my turtles had disappeared the whole time I was gone. I left my granddaughter instructions on, you know, if she sees a turtle to feed it a worm and blah, blah, blah. And they just disappeared. They haven't all even come back yet. I did see 4 yesterday. 4 of them, not number 4. I did see number 4. Number 4's been in the pond for 4 days. I have to tell you my story about number 4. What else? Green, magenta, and what else could we put on there? Number 4, our neighbor Brian that lives up the road was burning brush piles Saturday. And he called me and said, number 4 is up here under my brush pile, and I'd really like to burn it. I was wondering if you could come get her. Come get him. It's a boy. And take him to your house. And I went up there, and he said, how long has it been since you've seen this one? I said, well, I don't know. Not this year. I'll have to look back because I keep a book and document every time I see one. And so I said, I'll have to look in my book to see when the last time he was spotted. So I brought him home because, you know, Brian wanted to burn that pile that the turtle was under. Oh, dear. We got some problems here, Houston. And so I brought him home and looked under in my book to see when was the last time I saw him. And what are we going to do here? We really have to dry this right away before we go on because it's going to stick. I'll be right back. Okay, I noticed when I'm drying it that I glued every couple pages together, but I had one that wasn't. I must have forgotten this one. So it's only one page, so it's pretty fragile. So I've torn it a little bit there, so I want to go ahead and glue a piece on the back to stable that before we go any much farther. Okay, so I brought 4 home, and I gave him some worms and looked in my book to see where he was spotted and when, and he had not been spotted in my yard since 2020. So it had been 4 years. And I looked where he was spotted out by the turtle pond out by the pasture. So that's where I put him. I put him in the turtle pond by the pasture where I had spotted him the very first time and got him all fed, and that was Saturday or Sunday. I don't remember which. And he's been in the pond ever since. He's just been hanging out in the pond. I have a little flower pot leaning up against the post where the pond is, and he goes into the little flower pot and hangs out and comes back out in the pond. So every day I've just been waiting on him like I'm his maidservant, taking him worms, and twice a day I give him a night crawler. And yeah, he's chilling. I told Brian, I said, well, I'll take him back over there, but he may end up back in your yard. He said, that's fine. At least I can burn my brush pile. But he has not desired, so far he's going to stay home. Look at that. I just went to dry that off and pulled it right out of there. So I think that's a Dollar Tree brush. Not sure where I got that. Okay, so it's kind of cool to know that my turtles stay around that long of their own free will. I mean, I had a new one yesterday. I was out weeding in my flower bed, and I saw one laying on top of the sedum, And I thought it was gouge because I don't put a mark on gouge. Normally, I'll take a marker and put the number that they are on their back with white paint marker. And that way I can identify them each time. And usually the number does wear off a bit. And every time I see them, I freshen their number up because I don't know how long it's going to be before I see them again. And actually, number 4 that I had found that I hadn't seen for 4 years still had a very clear number. I was actually shocked. So this new one that showed up didn't have a number, and it wasn't gouge. Gouge has a big scar in her shell, and that's why I don't mark her, because I can tell, you know, she's got her own marking. This one was completely new, so I put a pink in on her. I couldn't find my white paint marker. I could only find a pink one. And I named her Nancy. So Nancy also got a worm. Everybody gets a worm. Every time I see a turtle, I give them a worm because I don't know when I'm going to see them next. You know, sometimes they're just passing through and go somewhere else. I don't know where they go. My husband sees them cross the road over into the forest across the way from our house. So sometimes they are, you know, they come and go. So they're free to come and go. Nobody's held captive in my yard. Everybody's free to come and go. So it's not always, you know, I give them for my own peace of mind, I give them a worm. Anyway, that's Turtle Sagas. Yesterday I went out to do mow the yard when Terry left. I wanted to go out, and it was about 6:30, and I wanted to mow before it got too hot. So I knew it was going to be heat advisory yesterday. And ended up seeing 4 of them wandering around. So I thought, I can't mow the yard while they're this active. So I just wandered around, took pictures, and fed worms, and just enjoyed my time with them until everybody had gone to their shady spot. They kind of get out early in the morning, and they roam around and eat. Now, a turtle absorbs a lot of their moisture through their body. So when they're wandering through the grass in the early morning, when there's still dew on the grass, they absorb that moisture into their skin, and that's why number 4 has been laying in the pond soaking. He's soaking up moisture into his body. Of course they drink, but they also absorb it up. So they were very active yesterday, out getting, you know, moisture out of the yard and flower beds and stuff for the day. And then they go find that after they're done eating and wandering, they go to their shady spot that they have. Several places I have stacked rocks up to make like little, you know, turtle huts that they go in. I fill them with leaves and make sure there's debris in them, and they go in those, and they go under my bushes and stuff, and I never remove the leaves from under my bushes and everything. I always just leave it for them because they bury themselves in that where it's nice and cool for the daytime. And then I was able to go out and mow the yard. And then I still watch. I'm a slow mower. I told my husband, I will mow the yard from now on, because my husband, he says he watches for them, but he's out there like Mario Andretti. Like he is an Indy 500. Let's see how fast we can go around the yard to mow. And I don't. There's no way I see him being able to stop if he sees a turtle. Although, look who's the one that's run over one. Me. Not him. I'm the turtle killer. So, I told him I'll take over the mowing so I can watch the way I want to watch. So I go really slow. Oh dear, I know there's a building down at the end of our property that these guys, they have their, I don't know why they want to do this in the country, but they do concrete forming. So they have those great big trucks with the, big concrete forms on them that they go build basements out of. And that's where they store all that stuff. So they come early every morning and get their trucks loaded up and head on out from here. And sometimes I always put my headphones on when I'm mowing and crank it onto. I like old Christian music, like from the 80s and 90s. So I crank it on, and oh my gosh, I'm just praising God and singing and having a good old time. And I'm just sure they can hear me over there. My husband said he can hear me in the shop. So I don't care. Because I got to sing, and well, first of all, I got to hear myself through the earphones, and plus the mower's running. So you got to sing loud, right? So I just have a good old time on the mower. Okay, what do I want to do over here? These are, now look, this one's the purple one. I might have to switch sides. This one here I think might look better with these. Either one would be fine. I'm just going to leave them the way I had them. I'll put a little more red over here. See what we can do with some red. Let's see if I have a spray that's red. These sprays that I have are so ancient. I just don't know if they're ever going to wear out. Obviously they are, because I don't think I have a red anymore. So, let's use this one. I'll water it down like it's a watercolor. Almost the same color, isn't it? Well, I got an awful lot of red out there for a little space here that I'm going to paint. Looks like we're going to be doing some background paper here. Look at this. This is what I do when I'm on hold on the phone or talking to someone about a bill or whatever. I doodle. And I remember I did that as a child in school. You're sitting there listening to lecture of the teacher or whatever, and I would just sit and doodle. Drying. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Let's get a little more color. What's the deal with all of us, you guys? I know there's a lot of us that have just kind of lost our mojo. Is it because it's summer? What is it? Sometimes I just, well, there's not much I've been able to do out here from the heat, but when I do come out, that's a little much for me. When I do come out, sometimes all I can do is sit here and glue. I made a couple master boards and changed my painty paper. I really like my background paper this last time. Look at this. This is that paper there that I just wash my brush off with. Isn't that cute? I'm really happy with that. And I've used some of this, but this is my master board I made watching Miss Moss at Moss Cottage. I've made a couple of these. I don't know where my other one is. Over here. So I've been using that one too. So, yeah, it's like master boards are about the only thing I've been able to pull out of the hat. Okay, I don't want to get overboard with this, so let's just do a little bit of finger painting. Just want to get some green in there, because I had green in my mushroom. Okay, there we go. Just a little bit of mess making. Nothing has to make sense. This is what's in my brain right now. Just a jumbled mess. Now, I like this. I like this ad. I just want it on there. No reason. I just like it. And I was going to put my little mushrooms there, and I was going to put my other little mushroom here. And that's it. That's all I wanted to do. So, let's do it. I might go over the edges with a little bit of gesso. Where is... Let me grab a glue stick. Oh man, I haven't used my big fat mega one in a while. Let's use it. Yeah, it's still moist. I was talking to Miss Moss yesterday, and pulled up some of my napkin. And she was talking to me about finishing up a couple journals that she has started. And while she was telling me that she needed to finish them up, I got a brilliant idea. Did she tell me? Did she tell me, or did I watch it on her video? I don't remember. I don't remember if it was her on Marco Polo. It was. She was on Marco Polo. And I thought, oh my gosh, I have so many journals that are not finished also. But why not use, because you know when you start filling up a journal, how it gets so fat and chunky, and you start thinking, oh man, what can I do on this that won't be so, binding so many layers. I'm going to go around this with gesso first before I put my mushroom down. And I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I have so many images that I've torn out of, magazines or whatever, that I think, oh, this is an adorable image, but I just don't want to cover it up. It's just cute. I'm going to go through some of those journals that I have not finished, that I've been putting off because I'm overwhelmed about filling them up. And I'm just going to put those images in. I'm just going to simply glue those images that I just like, the image for the image. And it doesn't take much brain power. And I'll be getting my journals finished. And I'll be doing something with those images just laying around. So that's my plan. That's my inspiration that Moss gave me that she didn't even realize she gave. Okay, now, this little guy here. Now see, I wrote down, how am I going to remember this? How am I going to remember that Coralie gave me this, because I'm gluing it down? Any suggestions? Or do we just say one last time, thank you, Coralie, I love your mushroom, and put it down and it's forever hidden? What do you guys think? What would you do? This one's also from Coralie. Coralie, I am so sorry about your loss lately. Oh my gosh, you have just totally been on my heart. Our animals are our world. And it is so hard when we lose one. Especially when you have one that close, like she had. You know, sometimes you just have that forever one that is your people. I know how that is. I have one right now, and it's Princess. And she's 11, and I know my time will be short with her. So I'm trying to prepare myself, but nothing prepares you. So, gosh, I'm just so sorry you've had to go through that. I just want to give you a hug. Because trust me, if anybody knows about the animal world of loving, I do. Yes, I call my animals an anchor. But you love the ship that gets anchored, you know? Okay, that's all I'm doing to that one. Okay, it might look strange, but I wanted to look at that picture. It's pretty, and I just thought this looked antique-y and old, and that one's done to me, and I'm happy. I'm happy. Happy. Now, this kept getting torn out, and I kept using pieces off of it, and it got pushed around, and I don't know how his feet got ripped off, but I saw them and put them together and thought, you deserve your feet back, and you deserve a beautiful place. So this little guy is going to go back together, and I'm not going to separate him anymore. And this was actually over here, and I was going to use it for a tag, and it didn't work, so he is going to go in here. Down here by Coralie's mushroom. Yeah, it'll all go like this. Okay. Let's just get to gluing. Oh, Coralie, I'm not done talking to you. I hope you're watching this video. I don't even know how often she watches me. On her last video, if you guys haven't seen it, you should go check it out. On her last video, she shows us out in her yard. Coralie just got a new house. Bless her heart. She has waited forever for this house. And she got her new house, and she shows us out in her beautiful garden. And she shows us around side of her house where she has poinsettias growing. Now, I'm guessing they are an Australian flower because they grow like large bushes here. Like it has a woody stem like a bush almost a tree type plant. They were the most beautiful poinsettias. You know what I'm going to do, Coralie? I'm going to go outside. We have wild poinsettias that grow here in Kansas. They're a weed. And right now they're just green, but in the fall they will get a little red poinsettia on top. I'm going to show you our version of poinsettia because I have some growing in my yard. I haven't weeded them out yet. And I'm going to show you our version to compare with yours. Yours are magnificent. I have never seen anything like it. The only type of poinsettia I have ever seen are the ones you get at Christmas time in a pot that, you know, after Christmas everybody throws away because they don't live long in the pot, and if they do, they look scraggly and gross. So I'm going to show you the Kansas version of our poinsettias. I'm going to tag it on the end of this video. I'll go out and take a little snippet, clip it. I got so many turtle videos that I've saved up. I might just make one whole turtle video for you guys. But yeah, I was so enthralled with your poinsettias out in your yard. You guys need to go. Maybe I can link Coralie, but I don't know how to link that certain video. So just go look. I'm trying to remember what she was doing on that video. What were you doing, Coralie? That would send them to your video. Well, who cares? Just watch a whole list of Coralie. She's fun. It was one of the more recent ones. Just start watching them and then enjoying them till you find it. How's that? Magic by the Ocean. M-A-G-I. Is it C-K? It's not the normal magic. There's a K in there. I'll link her. I'll link her. You don't have to try to figure out my spelling. Just wait and I'll link her down in the basement, as our friend Linda would say. I miss Linda. You know, I think of her every time I get in my ship journal. She built my ship journal for me, the outside cloth part. And she had no idea. It just had a lot of blue in it, and she sent me that cloth cover, and I thought, oh, that would be great for a ship journal. So I'm just so glad God put her in my life. I only got to know her for about a year before she passed. But I'm so glad the Lord led me to her, and I don't know how. I think maybe Christina, or who sent me to Linda? Maybe Christina did. Or Fawn. Did you, Fawn? I don't remember who told me about Linda. But I found her. And I'm so glad I did. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom, you guys. That was fun. No sentiment, but that's okay. I might run across one sometime and stick it in there. I love visiting with you guys because I do things, you know, I'll sit here all day and stew over my cowboy journal. And when I sit down with you guys, I can just knock stuff out. And we knocked it out. Okay. I'm going to show you my little poinsettia in my yard. Well, my flower bed, and there we go. I love tiny little things like that. I'm a tiny lover. Have a good day from Birdie, you guys. Or how do I say it? It's been so long since I've done a video. Bye-bye from Birdie. Okay, Coralie, these are our poinsettias in Kansas. These are wild, and these are a weed, but they will get a little red cluster at the top in the fall, like a poinsettia flower. Here's some taller ones here. Some of them I let stay, and some of them I weed out because they do get invasive. But yeah, that's the difference between Australian poinsettias and Kansas, USA. Have a good day.